Good day, everyone. My name is Jason Agom, and my topic is about CPU scheduling in operating system. What is CPU scheduling in operating system? CPU scheduling is a core operating system function that manage how the CPU time is allocated to multiple active processes, ensuring efficient use of the processor and fair sharing of resources. CPU scheduling is a process used by operating system to decide which task or process gets to use the CPU at a particular time. This is important because a CPU can only handle one task at a time, but there are usually many tasks that need to be processed. CPU scheduling is the process by which an operating system decides which process gets to use the CPU next. Its main goal is to maximize CPU utilization improved throughout the minimize waiting and turnaround time for processes. This is achieved by selecting a process from the ready queue to execute when the CPU becomes idle, which is the function of the short-term scheduler. Purpose of a CPU scheduling time. Maximize the CPU utilization is to keep the central processing unit or CPU as busy as possible with productive tasks minimizing time. The purpose of CPU scheduling is to decide which process in the ready queue should use the CPU at any time so that the computer system works efficiently and fairly. Since many processes may be waiting to run at the same time, the CPU scheduler chooses the order in which they get the CPU, trying to maximize CPU utilization, reduce waiting time, and provide a fast response to users. Good CPU scheduling helps avoid situations where one process hogs the CPU while others starve, and it also makes sure that important of time-sensitive tasks, like those in real-time system, get the attention they need quickly. Overall, CPU scheduling is important because it improves system performance, keeps the computer responsive, and ensure that all processes get a fair share of processing time. Then what is the need for a CPU scheduling algorithm? CPU scheduling is the process of deciding which process will own the CPU to use, while another function of CPU scheduling is to ensure that whenever the CPU remains idle, the operating system has at least selected one of the processes available in the ready-to-use line. The CPU scheduling algorithm is needed to manage how multiple processes share the CPU, ensuring the computer system runs smoothly, efficiently, and fairly. Since many programs often request CPU time at the same moment, the algorithm decides the best order for executing this task so the CPU is never left idle and no process waits longer than necessary. Without a scheduling algorithm, faster or more demanding tasks might dominate the CPU, causing always delays, slow performance, or even system freezes. By organizing and prioritizing a processes, a scheduling algorithm helps reduce waiting time, improve response time, maximize CPU usage, and create a balanced system where all tasks get proper attention. This is why CPU scheduling algorithms are essential for multitasking systems.
Terminologies used in CPU scheduling. Arrival time, the time at which the process arrives in the ready queue. Completion time, the time at which the process completes its execution. Burst time, time required by a process for CPU execution. Turnaround time, time difference between completion time and arrival time. Turnaround time equals, for example, turnaround time equals completion time to arrival time. Waiting time, time difference between turnaround time and burst time. Example, waiting time equals turnaround time to burst time. Things to take care while designing a CPU scheduling algorithm. Different CPU scheduling algorithms have different structures, and the choice of a particular algorithm depends on a variety of factors. CPU utilization. The main purpose of any CPU algorithm is to keep the CPU as busy as possible. Theoretically, CPU usage can range from 0 to 100, but in real-time system, it varies from 40 to 90% depending on the system load. Throughput. The average CPU performance is the number of processes performed and completed during each unit. This is called Throughput. The output may vary depending on the length of duration of the processes. Turnaround time for a particular process. The important conditions are how long it takes to perform that process, the time elapsed from the time of process delivery to the time of completion is known as the conversation time. Conversation time is the amount of time spent waiting for memory process, memory access, waiting in line using CPU and waiting for input and output. Waiting time. The scheduling algorithm does not affect the time required to complete the process once it has started performing. It only affects the waiting time of the process, the time spent in the waiting process in a ready queue. Response time in a collaborative system turnaround time is not the best option. The process may produce something early and continue to computing the new result while the previous results are released to the user. Therefore, another method is the time taken in the submission of the application process until the first response is issued. This measure is called response time. Different types of CPU scheduling algorithm. There are mainly two types of scheduling methods. Preemptive, preemptive scheduling. Preemptive scheduling is used when a process switches from running state to ready state or from the waiting state to the ready state. The other one is non-preemptive scheduling. Non-preemptive scheduling is used when a process terminates or when a process switches from running state to waiting state.
So, good day everyone. I'm Archie Harap. So, the next topic that I'm going to discuss is also a part of different types of CPU scheduling algorithm. The first one is first come first serve. Is one of the simplest types of CPU scheduling algorithms. It is exactly what it sounds like. A processes are attended to in the order in which they arrive and ready to queue. So, more easily to understand this is mura kang ikaw ang customer, then linya ra ka sa grocery store para ikaw ang ilang ma-serve. And then next is SJF, shortest job first or shortest job next. It's a scheduling process that selects the waiting process with the smallest execution time to execute next. So, para mas madali siyang sabtunin guys is before to select before in the waiting process is mas unahon nilang i-execute ang pinaka gamay lang nga oras. Then is RTF, shortest remaining time first is the process with the least time to finish is selected to run. The running process continues until it finishes or a new process with the shorter remaining time arrives, ensuring the finishing process always gets priority. So, ilang i-priority ang pinakagamay nga oras para ma-sure nila nga ang process is pas-pas kayo, pero mas unahon nila ang pinakagamay nga oras kaysa sa gamay lang nga oras. And the next is round robin. It's a method used by operating system to manage the execution time of multiple processes that are competing for CPU attention. So, kuha lang siya guys, para mas dali siya sabton is ginahatagan sila peer attention. So, before para execute is magbalik-balik na lang dahil siya, ingana lang. And then priority scheduling is one of the most common scheduling algorithm used by the operating system to schedule processes based on their priority. So, masunahon sa operating system ang pang priority sa pag-process. And then HRRN, highest response next is the process of deciding which process will own the CPU to use while another process is suspended. So para mas dali siya masabtan is example nga resources ka din. Kada nga resources is mo na pinaka-highest. So masunahon nila nang i-process kaysa sa mga gagmay nga resources. And then next is multiple queue scheduling is a method where the ready process are grouped into several separate queues based on their characteristics. So, i-organize sila based on their characteristics like priority, process, types, or resources needs para ma-ready ang process. And then, multi-level feedback queue scheduling is a CPU scheduling algorithm that uses multiple queues with the different priority levels, where process can move between queues based on their behavior and execution history. So, it will be based on their behavior, and it will be a more different priority para siya ma-process. So, the next is comparison of CPU scheduling algorithm also involve allocation, complexity, average waiting time, preemption, and also distribution and performance. So, the first one is again FCFS, first come, first serve. In the allocation, there's according to the arrival time of the processors, the CPU is allocated. Complexity is simple and easy to implement. Average time is large. Preemption, no. Distribution, no. Performance is slow. So, loading siya lang is loading. Galing niya man. SGF is the allocation based on the lowest CPU burst time. Complexity is more complex than FCS. Libog. Then AWT smaller than FCFS. Then preemption no. Distribution yes. And performance is minimum average waiting time since it's they focus the process in less time lang. Next is RTF, same as just SGF. The location of the CPU is based on the lowest CPU burst time, but it is preemptive in allocation, guys. So, complexity niya kay more complex than FCFS. Then, average time kay niya, waiting time kay depending on some measures, arrival time, process size, and etc. The preemption is yes, distribution is yes, and performance is the difference given to the short jobs, which is they focus in more, less time para pas-pas ang iyang process. Then, round robin, then allocation niya kay according to the order of the process arrived with fixed time quantum. Complexity is the complexity difference on the time quantum size. Average waiting time, large as compared to SGF and priority scheduling. Preemption, yes. Distribution, no. And performance is each process has given a purely fixed time. Then, priority preemptive in allocation is according to priority, the bigger priority targets is first. So, masunaw nila itong mga dagkong priority. Then, complexity this type is less complex. Then, average waiting time is smaller than FCFS. Then, preemption, yes. Distribution, yes. Then, performance niya kay contain as integration problem. So, naging siya problema sa distribution din. Priority non-preemptive is according to the priority with the monitoring the new incoming higher priority jobs. Then, complexity niya kay this type is less complex than priority preemptive. Average waiting time is preemptive smaller than FCFS. Ang preemption niya kay no, distribution niya kay yes, and performance niya kay most beneficial with batch system. Siguro since mas unahon nila mga nag-focus sila sa new incoming high priority jobs. MLQ, ang allocation niya kay according to the process that resides in the bigger queue, priority, ang complexity niya ay more complex than the priority schedule algorithms. Average waiting time niya is smaller than FCFS. Preemption niya kay no. Distribution niya yes. Performance niya kay good performance pag content distribution. Same with the priority preemptive siya. Ang content niya po siya o distribution na. Then, MFLQ, according to the process of the bigger priority queue, yung allocation, yung complexity, it's the most complex, but its complexity rate depends on the queue size. Also, the average waiting time niya is smaller than all scheduling types in many cases. Then, preemption niya kay no, distribution niya kay no, performance niya kay good performance. Siguro tungkol kay dangan kay siya o based siya sa behavior. More on that. Thank you.